This week on Sport Fishing, we're on the city of Long Beach, just left out of Long Beach, California, and tonight we're going twilight fishing. If you've never been on a twilight boat, it's a trip that leaves the dock like 6:30 p.m., stays out to like 11 or midnight, and hopefully we're gonna find some barracuda, maybe a sand bass or two. So stay tuned for this week's exciting episode of Sport Fishing. I'm Dan Hernandez and I live to fish. That's a nice vermilion right there. Yeah, this is what fishing's like. I have been fishing along the Pacific coast my entire life. Let me bring you in the action and share with you some great fishing tips along the way. Already on. It's on. My favorite. I think so. Calico. Nice calico. Oh my God. Nice. Yeah. And bass.
First fish in the boat.
What up?
Yeah. All right, I like that. It's my first barracuda.
Here you go, Jose. Walk down a little bit. There you go. Barracuda. Put it in free spool, Jose, once again.
Oh, nice. Cool. My first one. Awesome, thanks.
Here it comes. Bass.
Got the rubber?
There it comes. It's on the color. Little bass. Step back. There you go.
That's a good one.
It's like a calico. Little calico. There we go. Not a big fish, little calico. Fishing a live sardine, mustad hook, small little egg sinker here. And here's my hook here, little mustad hook, black nickel, little fish. We'll go ahead and let this guy go. So that's the game plan right here. We're right outside of Long Beach, twilight fishing aboard City of Long Beach. And see all the guys fishing back here. Some of them have live baits on, some have jigs. We're looking for both calico bass, sand bass, and hopefully a few barracuda or two. Let's take a little break from the action and go to the tackle box and give you a good look at the gear we're using for tonight's trip. This week in the tackle box, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what we're doing tonight. We're twilight fishing. And that kind of complicates things a little bit because you get to fish a little bit just before it gets dark at sunset. So you want a little bit different lures for that. But once it gets dark, pitch black, you're going to fish totally different. So when you have that last bit of daylight, you want to fish the surface, see there's some big barracuda around, and you can use the magic metal lights or fly line a live bait right up on the surface to get those barracuda. Once the sun's gone and it's down, it's basically straight up and down fishing for sculpin and sand bass. Now for that type of fishing, you can use a light outfit, something like this with 20-pound test line. If you had to, you could put 25-pound test line, would work. A lot of people like to put 30-pound Spectra on the bottom and then 20-pound mono on top. But something light like this that you can cast out a little bit, but most of the fishing you're gonna do is gonna be straight up and down. You don't have to make long casts, you just wanna get away from the boat a little bit. And then on the other end, you can use live bait in a dropper loop, or what I like to do is fish a bucktail. Depending on the current, I can go anywhere from a 1/2 ounce or 1 ounce bucktail to a 4 or 6 ounce bucktail. If it's repping current, you gotta go with a heavy one. If you got light current, you're gonna probably fish a 1 ounce bucktail. Both of them work, and I really like the glow in the dark colors when you're fishing at night. They just seem to attract a lot more fish. You just strip on a strip of squid on this one, and on the big one, put a whole squid. It's gonna really help you catch those bigger sand bass. And that's the basic gear. Just get that stuff really close to the bottom, work it close to the bottom, you're gonna be successful. Well, that's everything you need for twilight fishing. So let's get back on the water and show you more exciting action right here on Sport Fishing.
All right. Second one.
A little bit poisonous.
Oh, I know, I've been there. Ain't hurt. Number 8, please.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
I'm Bryce McCurry in the deckhand of the city of Long Beach. These sculpin here is what we normally catch. We need to make sure that they're 10 inches before you keep them. You can only keep 5 of them. All the spikes on the back there, as well as the spikes on the front of the head and underneath, are poisonous. Stings a little bit like a bee sting, hurts for a few hours, but you'll ultimately be okay.
Let's see what happens here. I think I have to check my bait. Probably need another live bait. You can see what I'm doing here. I'm backing up with my fingers because I want to catch up to my bait. So right now I don't feel my bait at all. That's because somebody's bringing me in. All right, checking my bait.
Or he might. You think you do, dude? Yeah, it's tugged. Look at you. Yeah, you probably do this something. Hey guys. Nice. Yeah. Wow. Grab this weight.
Ooh, nice sand bass.
Wow.
Very nice fish.
Thanks.
We just made a move. We're at a new spot. I switched over to 4 ounce bucktail. See what I got here on the bucktail. We don't have any squid today, so I'm using a strip of sardine on here. And my fish should be coming up here. Might be a bass, might be a sculpin. Who knows what I got here. It's fishing 20-pound test right on the bottom on a bucktail. Just working it up. Here it comes color. And it's a sand bass. There we go. He wanted that bucktail. He ate it so hard that he swallowed it and it went through his gill plate. There's the fish there. Nice sand bass. This one might even be legal. That's a bucktail right there. Bucktails work really good when you're twilight fishing like this. When you get in a twilight trip and once the sun's all the way down nighttime, you want to concentrate on fishing on the bottom, and that's what that bucktail does there. All right, let's take a little break from the action so you can get another one. I actually have a fish going here. Fly line bait. I think it's a bass. It's not acting like a barracuda. It's all the same technique if you're nighttime fishing like this, twilight or daylight. The crew's chumming some bait so the fish are coming up to the surface. And the only difference is that maybe during the day I would use no sinker. And evening like this, I just have a little tiny 1/4 ounce sinker. So just working it up. 20-pound test line. Here comes my fish right here. Little bass. Ooh, calico. Just gonna bounce it up. Again, this is all I'm using, a little sardine with a tiny sinker. And there's a live bait hook. There's a fish. All right, we're gonna take a little break from the action here aboard the City of Long Beach and go to the galley and show you how to cook up one of these delicious fish that we're catching today. This week in the galley, we're at Wahoo's Fish Taco in Long Beach, California, right off PCH, and standing next to me is one of the co-founders, Wing Lamb. Hey, Wing.
Hey,
thanks for inviting us over.
Anytime.
And not only is this man famous for his Wahoo Fish Tacos, longtime surfer down in Mexico, Southern California. So when you got into making fish tacos, was it all about fish you caught?
Basically, friends of mine used to catch it because somebody had to be cooking here.
Right.
So I got all my buddies to actually bring it over, and we just started doing it little by little. And then eventually we had to move on to the commercial. But back then, the only commercial fish available was mahi-mahi. So we kind of had to, borrow some of the wahoo that we got from our friends. And eventually we found a great supplier. So we've now become one of the largest importers of wahoo in the United States.
And you have a lot of locations now.
We do. We got over 60 locations, 7 states, even one in Tokyo, Japan.
That's how I heard you were in Japan too. All right, so what do you have in store for us today?
Well, let me get you some fresh wahoo right here. These are the fillets right here. They've been marinating right now. And you can see these are as good as they get. I just put it right on the grill right there. Look at that.
Cool.
So we'll go over there. We're gonna get a couple of tortillas on the grill and get it going. So we're gonna get a couple of tortillas on the grill right now. And this is our new version. Normally, the fish taco, the original version, has 2 corn tortillas. But we have some people that are watching what I call it their waistline. And one of the simplest way to cut down on the amount of carbs you're intaking is cut down one of the tortillas. The problem is when you have the only one tortilla, it's kind of hard to grab the really juicy fish. So one of the ways we found to cheat on the process was do a little bit of cheese on this. And that will kind of create a little bit of an insulation so that the tortilla won't fall apart. So go ahead and grab a little bit of the cheese right here. It kind of becomes a little extra layer. And once the cheese melts, it also gets a nice crunch to the tortilla. We'll go ahead and get the fish on it. So as you can see, the cheese is nice and melted. Here we have some fish that's already cooked. Right there. Now, to change it up, right, we're gonna go from the original version to another where it's a little bit more of a slaw version. There you go. And this is our tropical slaw. Take a look at this one now.
Just like delicious.
So it's a little different.
And the trick with the cheese, I would have never thought about that.
Well, because think about it, right? The reason we double tortillas in the old days is because there's so much weight in the fish and the cabbage and everything else. So by putting the cheese, I can tell you, you can come back here an hour from now and still won't break because the cheese holds it all together.
Holds it together.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Now you gotta go ahead and try this new version.
Yeah, I gotta try this one. And what do you call this one now?
This is our slaw taco.
Slaw taco. That's really good.
See, it's just different, right? Because you got the little lime juice already mixed in with the olive oil, so you don't have to squeeze any limes on top of it.
Yeah, this is really good. Well, thank you, Wayne. This is delicious. How can our viewers find you?
Wahoos.com is our website. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Where to find us all.
And you can find Wing all over the country at food events. That's where I met him, at a food event in Irvine. He's been kind enough to invite us down. This is really nice. Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
All right, let's get back on the water and show you more exciting action right here on Sport Fishing.
Hi, my name's Tyler, captain of the City of Long Beach. Just out here fishing some barracuda and some bass. Just head out here. It's been a pretty decent bite here until the sun goes down. Then it usually tapers off here. So after that, we'll probably target some more sand bass, stuff like that. But got a few fish on the boat, a few barracuda, sample the bass, stuff like that. We're gonna stick with it here until it tapers off, and then go from there.
Wait, pull back. Get that white one around it. Wait. Nice.
On the plastic.
Wow, big.
Oh no, on the bucktail. Nice one on the bucktail. Where's your bag, buddy?
Your line or what?
Not mine.
Well, look at.
Don't cut mine.
We'll clear yours off, dude.
Let's take the squid too.
Is this your line? There we go. Nice.
Smile. There he is. Little bass. Nice bass. Flip it over. Number one. All right, smile with me. Him right here. It's another nice fish on the strip sardine.
What do you got, Victor?
Oh, color.
There's color. It's coming up.
Nice.
Looks like a bass. Sand bass.
Okay.
Yeah, I said. Nice sand bass, legal. Yeah. They're around at nighttime. Okay, on the strip sardine.
Whoa! That's like the biggest one. Come on. This one.
Oh, it's a monster.
My biggest one. Wow. Never caught a big one like that.
You did last year, no?
No, it was much smaller than that. Oh, wow. Wow.
There it comes. Color. Another bass. Yay.
Shorty one.
There you go. On the strip mackerel. So pretty good peck on these bass here tonight. Basically all the fish have been oversized. No short fish tonight. Just real outside the horseshoe here in Long Beach. And probably 40 solid bass on the boat tonight.
I did.
Alright.
There you go, buddy. Smile.
Good job.
And some lines. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Look at that fish on the strip mackerel.
There you go. 1, 2, 3, go home.
One.
Whoa.
Oh, wow. On the sink.
And there's two.
Welcome aboard.
Thanks, man.
There you go. Shorty? Maybe, huh?
I mean, might be a maybe. Might be a maybe. That's wrong.
Maybe.
14 inches is a legal size, guys.
Worth measuring. Worth measuring.
Switched over to a larger bucktail now, with the current still kind of strong. Went on to a strip bait and I got bit. Let's see what I got here. It's probably another bass. Now, this is twilight fishing. When you get in the nighttime like this, you really want to just concentrate fishing straight up and down. And the bucktail is a great way to do it. Let's see what we got here. Starting to come up. Fishing 20-pound test line. Just winding nice and easy. Here comes color right here. And it's a rattlesnake. Big sculpin. Got a nice rattlesnake here. So this is the bucktail. Nice sculpin. That's what I caught it on. Just bounce it off the bottom. Nice big beautiful fish. All right, we're gonna take a little break from the action. When we return, I'll be giving you this week's tip of the week. For this week's tip of the week, I want to talk to you a little bit about how we caught these fish today. When we had the sun out, it was all about live bait. You had to use a large live bait hook, small sinker, and just get the bait away from the boat. That's how we got those barracuda early and those nice big sand bass and calicos. But once the sun was down, it was all about fishing the bottom right on the structure. And the way I caught my fish was using a B52 Bucktail with either strips of mackerel or strips of sardines. Worked out good too. So that's the tip. When the sun's still out, fish the surface, and once the sun's down, concentrate on the bottom, get those bigger sand bass and sculpin. Now, a lot of you have been sending me emails asking, how do you get on one of these trips, TV filming trips? It's really simple. You just go to our website, it has all our trips listed there, and all the people you see on every one of our episodes, just a general public like you that enjoys watching our TV show. So why not go to the website, sign up, and be part of the action. It's lots of fun. Well, again, I want to thank the whole crew here aboard the City of Long Beach. We had a great time fishing with them. We had good fishing tonight. Big variety from barracuda, sand bass, calicos, even some bottom fish like sculpin too. Well, I'm Dan Hernandez, hoping you enjoyed this week's episode of Sport Fishing, and I hope you join us again next week as we go looking for more of the best in sport fishing.